Rashad Beard, you handsome devil. What's happening, fella?
What's going on, guys?
How's the life, brother?
All is well, man. No complaints. No
Glad to
complaints
hear it.
at all.
Glad to hear it, man.
Trying to see the shirt. Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Going
There we
golden
go.
age
There we
Marvel.
go.
I dig it. I like it.
Yep, a little throwback. What is the current age of Marvel then?
Oh, man. All right, let's do this thing, man. The Rob Brown Show back on your radio. It's the Fan Upstate, ordinarily. The young man joining us next on the radio program joins us on Thursdays, but he had to fly around the world, going international man of mystery, so he makes his appearance here on the show on a Friday. The host of the Panther Nation podcast, my dog Rashad Beard, joining us this AM. What's up, big fella?
What's going on, man? Happy New Year's, guys. Yeah, I'm excited. Good stuff. Good stuff.
How's the New Year treating you so far early?
So far, so good, man. No complaints. Hope we can keep it this way, keep the same energy. You know what I mean? Everything is good.
I like it. The only thing that is disappointing about the New Year is that it means it's that much closer to the end of the NFL's regular season. One more game for the Carolina Panthers. They are up against the Atlanta Falcons, wrap up the year in an NFC South rivalry. Of course, the Falcons will likely be going out for everything they got, because that, combined with the Saints win over the Buccaneers, ain't going to happen, would win that team the division. Look, I think obviously too early to put a postmortem on this season. We'll start doing that next week, Rashad Beard. But look, I've said before, I don't think coaches tank. I don't think players tank. I do think organizations tank. That being said, from what we've heard from Dave Canales, from what we've heard from Dan Morgan, from what we've heard that everybody who's healthy is gonna play, it does sound like Carolina doesn't really care about their draft pick. They're going to go out and try to win one more game, hit that 5 mark. Your 36,000-foot view on Carolina v. Atlanta this weekend.
Yeah, I think this is an important game. It's a division game. All division games matter. You have to go out there and play your best football. You got to make a statement going to end the season, to start the new season next year. And look, man, we're here. Obviously, the season has gone. It's a little weird of a feeling for the Carolina Panthers in that the record doesn't show very good, but the energy is trending in the right direction. So it's a weird feeling to have, and so I think we need to go out there and try to win. Now, I don't care about our draft pick. I think according to our P&P research team, we can go as low as number 2, or we can go as high as pick number 9. So if we lose, you know what I mean, we could probably go low with a combination of a bunch of things, or we can go. So either way, we're picking in the top 10. So it doesn't really matter. You can find talent anywhere. I care more about the W's, and so I want to see a W against my most hated rival, the Atlanta Falcons, going into next Sunday or this Sunday.
Yeah. I think that is the mentality that this team has put forward. And I think it should be, Rashad Beard, because the one thing that we have talked about at length with this team is that, at least to me, the most important thing this year for Carolina was culture building. It was getting rid of all of the crap that's been carried since the day that David Tepper became the owner of this squad and changing the mentality and the culture, much like Dan Campbell has done in Detroit, much like Kevin O'Connell has done in Minnesota. And look at what those two teams are playing for coming up this weekend with the NFC North and the 1 seed on the line. And if you are going to convince me that we are trying to flush the old ways and create new ones, going out there and playing for wins above draft picks is the way that you kind of prove that this is legit and tangible and not just something that's nice to say at press conferences.
Yeah, I mean that plan for draft picks is a loser's mindset. I mean, how often do we see the same teams picking in the top 10? Like, that's a terrible mindset to have. So we got to get out of that mindset. Let's go out there and get some W's. Let's change the narrative here in Carolina. Let's go play some good football. Let's go get a W. Like I said earlier, you can find good draft picks anywhere in the draft. I mean, Patrick Mahomes picked the 10, 12. Come on. So you can find a good, talented player anywhere in this draft as long as they fit your scheme and what you were trying to accomplish on the field. You can make anything work.
We are talking to Rashad Beard, host of the Panther Nation podcast here on the Rob Brown Show on the Fan Upstate. All right, let's go back and look at last weekend. Chuba Hubbard goes on the IR ending his season. You go out there and you get smoked by Tampa in that spot. I think you would create a spot. And this is not necessarily a bad thing. You would create a spot where the offense revolved around Chuba Hubbard to open everything up for Bryce Young, who did not have a bad day, 200 yards, a couple of touchdowns in the game. But once Chuba went down, I think it was kind of like, all right, we found an identity in this guy. We leaned on it so much, we don't know where else to go from there. This was just a matter of you didn't have the key to the offense. That's really all that game was to me.
Yeah, I mean, it was an ugly game to watch. I hate to see us get smoked like that. But again, Tampa has a lot on the line. Obviously, they're playing for a playoff berth in a division title. So we just weren't ready. You had a couple of guys out. Chuba Hubbard was out. J.C. Horn was out. So without that, Mike Evans does what he does consistently against us anyway. And so it's just not – it wasn't a good circumstances there. And we just got beat. We got out-coached across the board. Just a terrible, terrible game. Chuba being unavailable was not good. I thought we put the ball in Bryce's hands. He did pretty well. There were some passes. Again, every week we come on the show and talk about drops. There was some missed passes out there, and it's like, man, it's a little frustrating. A lot left on the table for Bryce, but it is what it is, man. We got to keep getting better and come back next week, and hopefully we can turn it around.
We are talking to Rashad Beard of the Panther Nation podcast. I've heard that take a couple of times, that you got out-coached last week. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't love that from a Todd Bowles coach team. It's, if you were up against the Kevin O'Connell or somebody like that and Andy Reid, I'd go, all right, that's going to happen. I'm not a big Todd Bowles guy, even though they have won the division 4 times in a row. I think it says more about the division than it says about Tampa Bay. What is the reasoning behind your saying that?
I don't know. I mean, look at it defensively. It's just tough. I mean, we don't have the talent. You don't have the guys on the field. It's really tough. I just think it's a lack of talent and execution. When you don't have the guys at Chuba Hubbard, you don't have your guys like J.C. Horn, you don't have guys like Derrick Brown, you don't have some of that talent. It's just tough to match up with guys like Mike Evans, and they're just isolating, right? They're putting Mike Evans up against Caleb Farley, who was a top 10 pick in the past, but has not lived up to that. And so you're just getting, it is what it is. Nothing. It's only so much you can do with the talent you have on the field. And so yes, it's out coached, but yes, it's just a lack of talent as well. It's a couple of things, a couple of factors that come to mind when I say that.
I think that you are correct. Rashad Beard of the Panther Nation podcast joining us here on the Rob Brown Show and the Fan Upstate. I think the other aspect of this is Tampa's a better team than I think the record even indicates, and I'm not super worried about that. Atlanta, on the flip side, obviously interesting with Michael Penix Jr. taking over for Kirk Cousins, who was playing real bad football before he got the boot to QB2. And Penix has been good. I mean, not great, but good enough out of the gate. Outside of that, this is an Atlanta team that just seems to struggle finding an identity, specifically on the defensive side of the football. They don't really seem to know if they want to be a team that plays forward or plays kind of back in a soft zone. It does feel like an opportunity for Carolina to hit the over win total with a win this weekend. What does this game shape up to look like to you?
I don't know, bro. It's a tough one, man. Because first of all, it's just I don't know who's playing, who's not playing. I know you're saying everybody that's available is going to play, but we don't know who's available, right? Everybody's kind of been, hey, surprise! Come Friday, this player's out or this player's not playing. So we don't. I don't know. I honestly don't know what to expect, but I do want our guys to go out there and play spoiler, right? I think that's a mentality that the guys need to have to go out there and play spoiler to our probably most hated rival in the Atlanta Falcons, right? And so that Atlanta Falcons team they were locked to be the division champs. The way that roster was set up, they were supposed to come in and win the division. And for them not to do that, it should be a massive disappointment for any Atlanta Falcons fan. So I want to play spoiler to that. I don't know what it's going to look like on the field. Listen, I haven't watched so much Atlanta football. I'm going to be honest with you. I know they were struggling with Kirk Cousins at the helm, and now Michael Penix comes in, and that's their guy. That's their future. So you have an opportunity to put your foot in the grass and say, Michael Penix, this is our division, not yours, right? And so it's going to be a good matchup. This is something we could see Michael Penix versus Bryce Young for years to come. And so let's get it kicked off right here, right now, and get the W going into next season.
Don't disagree. I think this weekend is got a chance to be a big one for a guy we've talked about a lot on the show, and that's Xavier Legette. I mean, I think Bryce has kind of showed you what he can be, when he can be that guy. You and I have talked about it. This guy's getting like probably a good 50, 60 yards in dropped passing yards per game. And XL has unfortunately been one of the culprits of that over the past couple of weeks. I got to think this is an opportunity for XL to really kind of dial in one last time before the season ends. I would really like to see that young man have a big game, especially when Atlanta's prone to giving up passing yards to a wide receiver who is athletic down the field. This feels like the opportunity for XL to really gain a ton of confidence going into the offseason. We know he's probably going to have that wrist surgery. Hopefully, maybe that's a problem and part of the reason he had some issues. This feels like it'd be a good spot for XL to really hit the accelerator run last time before we call it a season.
Oh boy, yes, it would be. A first round pick, man. It's tough out there. If you read the X-verse, the comments and he's taking it all in strong. I love how he is taking it all in and taking the criticism and handling it because it's tough, right? He's getting a lot of heat on X and around the media, so he has to close strong. It would be great for him to have 100+ yard game because it's been there, it's been available. He's been getting the targets. It's just the connection between him and Bryce is just not there, whether Bryce overthrows him or they're just not on the same page or he drops the football. It would be great for XL to end this season on a high note with the 100+ yard game because he needs it. He certainly needs it. I would love to see it, and I certainly second that. It would be fantastic to see XL, our first round draft pick, close strong.
Aside from a win, what's the thing you want to see most out of this game?
Man, just some fight. I don't want to see next week. I don't want to see what we saw last week, right? We just kind of folded last week. I don't want to see us get drubbed in Atlanta. I want to see a competitive game. I want to see our defense stop the run, for goodness sakes. Unfortunately for Christmas, I did not get the stopping 100-yard rusher. That did not happen. I looked under my tree, and it wasn't there, Rob. So we gotta find that. We got to be able to stop the run somehow, some way. Bijan Robinson, very good running back, and we have not been able to stop the run all season. We still couldn't stop it. We knew it was coming against Tampa. We still couldn't stop it. So unfortunately, hopefully that's something we can see is us stop the run, good defense, us play some better defense because it has not been good. Evero, he's kind of on a lot of heat on him. So hopefully he can close strong. XL close strong. Bryce close strong. I just want to see some good football. If we don't win, we don't win. But I just want to see us be competitive.
Can I just need to. I want to interrupt this football for just a second. If XL shows up and brings the raccoon in, are you trying it?
Yeah, I'm a guy that tries all kind of foods, man. I'm trying everything once. So I would certainly try the raccoon. Certainly.
Okay. All right. I'm just curious about that.
I'm going to give everybody listening right now a piece of life advice. If anybody ever comes to you and they talk and sound like XL and they offer you food, eat it because it's going to be 10 out of 10, 100% of the time. It's a guarantee.
He brought it to the team. I don't know if you saw any of those videos.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm not asking for anyone in this area because I'm sure people in this area actually have hunted and eaten raccoon. I don't want any brought in. But if you were to bring some in, Rob, I for sure would try it.
Oh, 100%. 100%. 100%. Two guys I want to give a shout out to, Rashad Beard, and see if you want to do the exact same thing. Two guys I want to give a shout out to the end of the season. Number one, JC Horn making a Pro Bowl. My guy stays healthy, and he does exactly what I've been saying since he got drafted. This guy can be Pro Bowl caliber if he can stay healthy. He does it. He's Pro Bowl caliber. And the second, and I'm bringing this one up because it makes you look like a genius. It makes me look like a genius. You know who I'm going to say, don't you, Rashad Beard?
BY9.
Say his name.
BY9, of course.
I was going to say Jalen Coker, but let's take BY9 too.
Okay.
You and I both were hopping on. I mean, yes, you and I were the only two BY defenders, I feel like, in the entire Panther universe. But you and I both said going into this year, we feel like Jalen Coker can be a dog, and he's starting to show up a little bit.
Yeah. Salute to JC Horn for sure, man. This is a guy that's dealt with a lot his entire career, injuries across the board. This is basically one of his first healthy seasons, right? And so when he's healthy, we absolutely know that he's elite. And we got to see that this year. He's very, very good. And I'm happy he got his first Pro Bowl because a lot of people jumped off the train. A lot of people jumped off the JC Horn train. He's not it. He's not the guy. He sucks. He's not it. But he proved it this year that he can be a really good perennial Pro Bowl cornerback. And he showed that. So I'm happy for him. He got his first real Pro Bowl, not an alternate, real Pro Bowl nod. Okay. Jalen Coker, of course, man. I was one of the first guys to get Jalen Coker on my show. When he first got picked up as an undrafted free agent, we immediately got him on the show. We were excited about Jalen Coker and his potential opportunity to play a lot of football because of our wide receiver depth. And things occurred during the season. You know, Deontay Johnson out of here, some injuries occurred, and he got an opportunity to show up. And boy, he did do just that. And so Jalen Coker has a lot of potential. And I'm not saying he's going to be wide receiver one down the road, but there's a lot of potential for Jalen Coker to be a really good wide receiver here in the future. And he's going to do nothing but get better and better. He works hard, quiet guy, not a lot of hoopla around him, goes out there and does his job. And I'm excited. Hopefully we will get Jalen Coker on the show soon after the season ends to kind of see what his season was like. Cause he did deal with a lot of injury or a couple of injuries during the season, kind of see how he dealt with that and kind of get in his brain, but love Jalen Coker, very good guy. And I'm excited for him as well and his prospects in the future.
But also Bryce Young.
Yes, Bryce Young. Shout out to BY9. We got to talk about BY9 because listen, a lot of people were out on BY9. He got benched. And listen, a lot of the criticism behind BY9 is the fact that he's so stoic. He stays at the same level, right? And people were critical about him when he got benched. People was like, "Oh man, he's not a competitive guy." Because look at him, he doesn't care, right? But that quality that he has, just it helped him deal with that benching. He came back, and boy, he is cooking right now. He's cooking right now. And I don't know if there's ever been a quarterback in the history of NFL football to deal with what Bryce Young dealt with, to come back the way he did and fight through it. And he is right now peaking. He's getting to this situation to where he is now going to be the future of the Carolina Panthers. And I'm excited for him. Let's close strong and let's see what he has going in 2025. Zoe, come on, bro. Zoe, I see your face. Come on, man. You got to get on the train, man.
I will say that he has improved. But how many games did he win after coming back from
wins and losses are not a quarterback stat. I'm going to tattoo it on my damn forehead.
Yeah, you go ahead.
It's not a quarterback stat.
Well, yeah, I'm waiting for that tattoo because that sounds like an agreement and a contract.
Rashad
I want to see that written on just like that sign that's supposed to be back there that says that.
Rashad's got a master's degree in knowing ball. Are wins and losses a quarterback stat, Rashad Beard?
Wins and losses are not a quarterback
stat.
It's a team game.
Thank you.
There's about 1,000 yards left on the field with drops. With
By the way, I agree with you there about the drops. Here's the thing: he has improved for sure. And do I think they need to go get another quarterback? No, I do not. But I am not the hype that you guys are putting in there. I still need to see some wins. I need to see some finishes because some fourth quarters he's still not there yet. You can fall out of your chair. That doesn't make you right.
We're right for sure.
I know we're right, Rashad. You know we're right.
We need to end this segment right now.
All right. Rashad Beard, host of the Panther Nation podcast. Find them on Twitter at Panther Nation PC. More importantly, get subscribed to the YouTube channel. Turn that bell on because they're live like all of the time. You guys doing the thing on Sunday again?
Yeah. We will be live reacting to the game. It's going to be fun. Tune in if you can. Good times.
You know I'm coming by. My dog, Rashad Beard, joins us usually on Thursdays, but when he can't make it on Thursday, kind enough I come by on a Friday. My brother, good to have you as always. Big Dog, we'll talk to you next week and do a little season recap.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Done and done. Rashad Beard, Panther Nation Podcast. Joining us here on the Rob Brown Show on the Fan Upstate. Now on the Rob Brown Show on the Fan Upstate is the Lonzo Sports Flash on the Fan Upstate.
Yeah, I would never cut him off on purpose, but,
Rude.
Procedure. The final college football playoff semifinal spot has been claimed. The boss told me to do this by the Notre Dame Fighting Irish with a 23-10 win over the Georgia Bulldogs. Notre Dame quarterback Riley Leonard threw for only 90 yards. That's not very good, and a touchdown, and the Notre Dame ran for 150 yards. But a 98-yard kick return for a touchdown separated the teams. Georgia's sophomore quarterback Gunnar Stockton threw for 234 yards and a touchdown, which is really good for a guy who hadn't played all year in his first start. But Georgia had 3 critical drops, including a likely touchdown. Notre Dame will take on Penn State in the semis. Make sure you tune in tomorrow at 3:30 as the Furman Paladins take on the UNC Greensboro Spartans. It's Furman versus UNC Greensboro right here on your home for Furman basketball. It's us. It's right here. It's the Fan Upstate. Oh, no, I don't know why you're talking when the mic's still on.
No, it's not going to be. No, hang on, guys. We'll be right back. Let me take this on a bye.